Hello and welcome to my channel, Tarot with Marie. A real treat tonight, how to read this card, the Devil. So what does it actually mean? It can mean so many things, as we know, and it can actually send us into a spiral of confusion when it comes up in a reading. And normally I actually say that we are going to look at the card as a work question, but because it's the Devil card, I thought I would, there we go. I thought that what I'd do is make it a relationship question. So let's say that somebody's saying, you know what, there's somebody around me and I really want to know what their intentions are towards me and are they thinking of me and where's this going to go? This kind of thing. It's more than one question, of course. They're actually saying, what's the future with this person? Let's assume that they're asking about somebody new that they've met, all right? And we'll keep it really simple, or they've got to know quite recently, whichever way you want to look at it, all right? Relationship question for this whole tutorial tonight. Hope that makes it nice and easy for you. I know that Passionate Saji has been waiting for this one because it's so exciting, isn't it? As in to learn how to do this reading with the Devil. First on the screen tonight, I have combined the pair, the Devil and the Five of Swords. When you read with pairs and you combine another card with your major arcana card, you are getting a possible 56 different outcomes. Where does that come in? Because there's 56 minor cards, and each minor card paired, fused. So we look at the suit to find out thoughts, communication. We look at the swords for that. And we look at the cups to find out what they're feeling. And we look at the wands to see action. And we look at pentacles to see what's materializing. The rest of it, you'll have to get on the courses. I can't take you through the whole thing. But if you want to know more, that's the place to actually go, to my courses. Definitely will help in relationship. I put a difficult one on the screen for us. Five of Swords fused with the Devil card with the question relationships. And so if we've got our person asking about someone and you get the Devil card and you get the Five of Swords, you can see Five of Swords is they're going through struggles, and they're going through struggles with communication, and they're going through struggles mentally. So let's say that this is appearing about the other person. So we've got our question, relationship, new relationship, where's it going? Now we're actually putting this in the position of the spread, and there are 22 different positions, and this comes up in position of the person and the influences around the person having the reading, i.e. not them. It's about the person they are asking about in the relationship. And this pops up in the influences of others. The influence here is, this is somebody that's quite controlling, and they're controlling mentally. They're controlling with their communication. They are struggling to express themselves, and there's a feeling here that this person almost deliberately thinks or communicates in a way that navigates problems. So what are they thinking about me? It's mixed. And there's quite a few struggles. Oh, shall I help them out with that? Is probably what they're saying. And it's absolutely not. You need to be very careful with the influences of this person. It's almost as if they are controlling the communication. Five of Swords is always a difficult card. And Five of Swords can actually be seen as bullying. But what kind of bullying? Verbally. So there's something going on here, and this is where I want to go over the fives in tarot. So this person can actually deliberately choose to put the other person in a place of mental bondage. See the chains, look to the second card to see what is going on, what's the background influence. And here we have communication. So if we've got communication coming in, and we are getting the fact that it's difficult, there's a struggle, there's a battle, there's a battle going on here in some way, shape, manner or form, and it's coming from the other person. How do we know it's coming from the other person? Because we're looking at their position. Bit unfair of us, because we're almost making it doom and gloom, aren't we? By setting it up with a difficult pair. But that's what I want to give you. You can do the fluffy stuff. If you've got, oh, this person's got the Ten of Cups. Anyone looking at the Ten of Cups would actually say the influences of that are entirely different. This actually looks as if somebody is deliberately trying to exclude you. But in what way? In communication, in your thinking. So there are obstacles in communication. Could be seen as this person's trying to control. It could be seen that this person is trying to actually isolate you from other people. Can you see that in the Five of Swords? Anything to do with the swords is to do with communication. They're asking about someone else. What are they thinking about me? Their thoughts are actually muddled. And things are not great. Mentally, they're seeing problems. They are actually almost deliberately trying to isolate you and them from others. Look at the Five of Swords. Look at that pack. People going off on their own. But it's controlled by whom? The devil. And the devil is an aspect of that person. In our case, this person is the person they are asking about. So I hope that helps with that one. Let's do another 5. 5's important because it's struggles, it's difficulties, it's when things are not going well. And then we can do other ones later. But these are the main ones I wanted to make sure was first and foremost. And I know it's not the easiest thing. And how do you actually navigate that? That's down to you. That's down to your skill as a reader, to be compassionate, to be fair, to be honest, to not give your opinion, to give the opinion of the cards only, and to say at the moment, the influences are, and in this one, 5 of Cups, emotional disappointment. This person is feeling some form of grief emotionally. And we're talking about the person that they're asking about, not the person having the reading. So this is in the position of, I want to know about this person. This comes up in the position, one position in the intermediate spread, and a few more positions when we go into the advanced to find out more about this person. You would have to do the courses to work out how to do that. It's really quite easy when you've got a system and you can be absolutely certain that where it lands in that position, what it's about, who, what, where, and when. So at the moment, this is who, and who is the other person. So what's going on? This person's a little bit disappointed, but also don't forget that the Devil card, and this is a maybe, and you'd have to look at lots of other cards going on too. The Devil card is about addictions. So when we looked at the 5 of Swords there are certain things that I would say to you that I can't really say on YouTube live, what those addictions might be. All right? In this one, think of cups and what comes out of a cup, liquids. I'm sure you can guess. And if you look at the other one, swords, what's a bit like a sword? Needles. So I'm going to leave it at that. All right. It doesn't mean it is. It means that you may have to consider that something isn't right. 5 in tarot is always a battle. Sometimes it's temporary. But with the Devil card, I think we've got a very big message here that something is, they're choosing, deliberately choosing to be this way. Absolutely choosing to be this way. A 5 of Cups, this person wants things to be, they're controlling, they're living in the past, emotionally living in the past, not physically, not mentally, and not in their productivity. It's not materialized, it's just emotionally. You could be offering those 2 other cups there to this person, and who's the devil? It's the aspect of the person that we are looking at in the reading. Let's keep it simple. I've met X, and X is a Capricorn, and Capricorn comes up here, and how do we know that? The Devil card is Capricorn, of course. So our Capricorn is, they choose to actually be someone that likes to live in the past. They are somebody that's not happy. You've been offered opportunities. They're not ready. They're choosing that. And they're putting you, i.e. the person that's having the reading, into that with them. They are making sure that you are dragged along into this emotional, not great place. And what kind of things have come up for you when you're actually reading? Give me a for example where you've got stumped or overwhelmed or felt, I can't possibly say that. Always best to go with caution. Always best to actually stick to what the cards are saying. And as you actually converse in the reading with the client, don't feel that you've got to do all the actual talking. You can say, did you find this? Did you find that this person is sometimes disappointed and that they almost deliberately choose to actually sabotage their happiness and look on the dreary side of things or the difficult side of things, and they are chained and enslaved into what happened in the past and they'd rather be there. Sometimes people do try and control us and take us along into their emotional stew. So don't forget, the devil is temptation. It's about addiction. It's about putting you in some sort of emotional bondage. And you don't need to say, oh gosh, this person's really difficult. It's also a big card. Don't forget the devil card is very physical. They're naked. It's about physical attraction and what leads next. And the Capricorn way is, they can be quite earthbound and quite direct. I don't mince their words, and they say what they mean. They are what they say they are in the bottle. I'm very straightforward. I'm very this, and what I'm saying, I'm not joking. That can come across as somebody saying, oh, you're a bit fierce with me, aren't you? No, they're just being black and white. But if they are actually saying, look, I want to live in the past, you don't have to be dragged along, because don't forget that it's also an aspect of the person having the reading. It's a choice for them as well. Let's jump on. We have the 5 of Wands. This is the suit of action. There is the devil card there, and we are feeding the 5 of Wands, which is a bit of a mock battle physically going on here. Don't forget the devil's controlling. Don't forget we've talked about the fact that they're asking about someone. So that someone is controlling them in a physical way. So in some way, this is not very healthy, all right? And there's something physical in what they are doing. So it's their actions. Their actions are deliberately manipulating. They are definitely argumentative in ways that it's actualizing. And whether it could be physical, you know what I mean. But sometimes when something's actualized, it's because it's happening. It's not just in one's mind or, oh, I feel a bit awkward around that person. That could be the swords and the emotions from the cups. This one is, this person deliberately tried to manipulate things in their favor. They said this, they did that, they completely tried to control the situation. And always remember that, yes, it's coming from one person, but the person that's having the reading, there's an aspect of them in there also. They're probably not the one that's controlling. They are the ones enslaved to being controlled. Do you see what I'm saying? But there's something very physical going on here. And yes, it can imply that something physically is happening where this person is controlled in their actions. So this could be, I want you home, and I want you here, and I want you to do this, and I don't want you to see sons, and bullying of some sort, and maybe publicly, maybe belittling. Who's telling this story, me or you? This kind of control, this kind of who I am. And it's very black and white. There's nothing subtle about this. It's also saying, remember the devil card is actually that attached to, probably don't know if this is on the courses, but it's attached as in to the 10th house. And the 10th house is all about our status, our ambitions, and how we like to be seen. And so this will probably come through in their actions. They want to be seen as the person that's in control, and other people are stepping in line to that, and they're actualizing it. They're actually doing it. There's nothing subtle. There's nothing mentally going on here. There's no sort of emotional abuse. There's no mental abuse. This is actions. This is physical. Don't mistake physical abuse as in for slaps and that. It can be, but it's more to do with their actions. They actually do it. audacious enough to actually say, sit down. I told you to sit down. What do you do? And they're very black and white. But it can be that this person is actually, I don't like it. I'm nervous of it. I don't know how to stand up for myself. This kind of thing. All right? So in a relationship, that's how it could be. If it was work, it's a feeling like your boss is actually controlling a lot of what's going on here. They're a puppet master. Again, in a relationship, it can be a puppet master. It doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship. It can be controlled by your friend. You can be controlled by your neighbors. You can be controlled by your colleagues, by a family member, brother, sister, an aunt, an uncle, whatever you want to actually look at. The outside influences. It's not the person. And you might say, how do you know it's not them? Because it's in the position of others. If this comes up in the physical self of the person having the reading, could be. You'd have to look at what the other card is. It could be controlling things with the Ace of Cups. Oh, I am always going in with emotional new beginnings with everyone. I control the situation by being all happy and clappy. It depends. Let's keep it to this. I can't do every example with you. And as I said, further information on the courses of how to actually really find out 56 different meanings per card. Now, I don't go through them all on the course, but I explain it to you in a very different way to what I'm doing here. We can only do one aspect, and if I go all over the place, I'll lose you all entirely. It's a system, and anything you need to learn it. So you need to know your cards first, and then when you know your cards, you need to know how to actually fuse cards together. And if you use pairs, you will know what the minor card is telling you about the major card. Who is the major card? It's an aspect of the person who's having the reading or the person they are asking about, and in actual fact, it's probably both. Your positions will help you with that. So we said that's challenging and being controlled in some way with someone else's actions. What's my person like? What are they like? This is a person that's probably got some problems with money, and they've probably got an addiction. And that addiction can represent money, but that addiction is probably to material things. And the material things are being lost. 5 of Pentacles is struggles with what's materialized. It's been on the brink of losing it or not seeing where it's going. So this could be something like gambling. This could be something like overspending and then actually investing in things and losing it all. It's a card of actually the have and suddenly not having. It's not about they've not got anything. It's about the fact that if they've got it, they're losing it. They are not seeing how to hold on to it. The 5 is saying, you know what, you're not seeing what's going on here. And really and truly, you're losing things. This could be somebody that hoards things and overspends. This could be somebody that's just tempted to keep spending money. And so therefore they're not saving for a rainy day at all. There's nothing there. And they're out in the cold. They're always claiming poverty in some way. Look at me and poor me, and I'm so focused on how bad the situation is. But there has been help, and I have had that. Pentacles are, it's there. And that could be they're in danger of actually with their addiction to what they want to do, controlling their money in a certain way that's in an unhealthy way. So how would you answer this in a relationship? Probably turn around and go, you know what? You really need to keep a tab on not lending or giving something that you can't afford to lose. So if you're going to give it, don't expect to see it back. And if you do, they'll probably give it you back and then take double the next time. It's somebody that's got a problem with money. They probably don't cope very well with it. All right. 5 struggles, and they're controlling their life through material pleasures. But unfortunately, it's not bringing a pleasure. It's not hitting the spot. So they keep carrying on until there's nothing left. So you might say, oh, what's this got to do with romance? Here's somebody that you're asking about, and they're to take a risk with you. They like you. They're investing their time with you. They want to be around you. But they're also contemplating, they've got nothing to lose by being with you. There is a strong physical desire You know what I'm saying, the sexual nature. Always remember that with the devil. It's always physical attraction that leads to wanting to express it in some physical way. All right? So 7 of Pentacles really is about the fact that they want to progress. This is going places. They're prepared to invest. They've got nothing to lose. They feel that they are very grounded in who they are. Can be a little bit controlling when it comes to how things are going to be, but they are not controlling everything. They've got control in their life. And so it's more to do with they don't risk things. They are prepared to keep things safe. There's somebody that makes progress. They've made things happen. They've harvested things, their experience. And yes, this is actually quite a nice combination. If you simply get the devil on the sun, it's incredibly confusing, isn't it? This. Okay, I'm seeing this person, and where do you think it's going to go next? Be prepared to actually support this person. They're very skilled in their work. They're probably self-employed. They're probably addicted to work, and they are probably always looking at a project. They control their life through how they earn their money, and they are somebody that will always put their security and how they earn it first. They're probably very ambitious, and yeah, it's not a bad thing. They are somebody that puts that first, so there's a lot of discipline here. They are ambitious, they're going places, and they are capable of actually standing up for themselves, even though they may be self-employed. What I mean is they're not fazed by other big companies or other people. They can hold their own. Quite a favourable sort of path. This one. This is somebody that is always in a place of needing. They're always wanting to move about in their work. And what I mean by that is they're juggling money. So they're probably always looking, as in, once they've got a promotion, they're looking for the next one. Or there's not enough money. They're always juggling money. They're always robbing Peter to pay Paul. And they control that. And that could control you. And it might have to do with the relationship. It could have an effect upon the time you spend together. It's a case of this person is juggling their finances. That controls how much you see them or how little you see them. And yeah, they can actually turn around and be very black and white with you and say, it's all right for you, I've got to do this. They could also have 2 part-time jobs. So the devil card here is addicted to actual sort of making money, and it's slipping through their hands yet again, but they are prepared to actually keep moving up the ladder, but anything that they are actually earning, it's gone. They're not, that they are, as their status goes up, if you like, so does their means and what they're spending. It's a bit like somebody saying, oh, I'm going to treat myself because I've worked really hard, so I'm going to buy that. And then they're skint again. So then they're actually looking as in, I need to earn some more money. I've got to do a part-time job to make it up and make ends meet. And so there's always a temptation here to perhaps rob Peter to pay Paul to get something, be ambitious, to actually show status. It can be a flamboyant thing of saying, look what I have. Nobody really cares, but it matters to this person. And it's how will that affect you in the relationship? We're going to be dragged into it in some way, aren't you? And you're going to have to hold your own and make sure that you're not in bondage to that person and feeling sorry and lending them money that perhaps they can't afford to pay back. How about this one? All right, let's say our person is saying, I've just met somebody and I really want to know in this relationship, is it going to go anywhere? This person is someone that deliberately controls the situation by being blinkered. And they're doing it to you as well. They're not giving you any clarity. That is what the 2 of Swords is with this fusion of the Devil card. Things are not clear. They are not being upfront with things. They are, in some way, they are deliberately pulling the wool over your eyes, as you can see there. And it's mentally, and it's in their communication. What about this one? They want to know about that person. This person is controlling everything through past influences in their communication. They're always living in the past because of heartbreak that's happened, and they are affecting you. Oh, are they going to do that to me? No, they're not going to do it to you. It's how they are behaving, and that will have an effect on you. They are not doing it to you. That's the point. And the Three of Swords is always a card of the past. It's not a prediction of the future. This is a history of probably mentally being in a place of heartbreak and woe and in the past, and not in a good, pleasant way. They're addicted or enslaved in their woe and tethered to the past. It's going to be difficult to be around. It's not jolly, is it? This one. Court card. All right. Slightly different when we bring cards together. Always put the energy of the major arcana into the court card. How's it going to go? You've got somebody that is very intense, and they are very intense mentally. They can be quite cutting. They will want to win. They will want to be top dog, and they will want to win when it comes to communication. It's not anything physical. Why is it not physical? Because we've got the Suit of Swords, which is about thoughts, the mind, communication. So this is what this is about. So this is a great combination to say, how's it going to be? Well, and are they serious about me? Actually, yes, they are. But you'll have to be able to hold your own and not be enslaved to the communication. They are somebody that's very experienced, and they are capable of getting what they want. They are ambitious. They are able to stylishly put themselves where they want to be. They want their status up there. They think about things in a very serious way, and they're incredibly experienced at doing it. Very sophisticated. In a relationship, you're with somebody that knows what they're doing and are always in a place of being able to puppeteer other people to their advantage. Running rings around them when it comes to communication or knocking them off balance in some way mentally. So it could be mind games here. Very good at being able to be top dog in communication and being able to get what they want through communication, get what they want through how they navigate things. So this is a combination where you need to know what you're walking into. How's it going to go in our relationship? They're asking about a person. This person really, physically and emotionally, this is lovely. This is a new beginning. And they're going to make it happen. They're going to make sure, because remember, the devil is all about controlling things. So they're doing everything in their power to make sure that there is a new beginning, that it's romantic, that it's expressed in a physical way. So it's probably somebody that's very affectionate, in a demand. They're demonstrating their affections, which is lovely, isn't it? That's a really beautiful thing. It shows that they are somebody that likes to keep things very fresh. That's why you've got the Ace of Cups there. New beginnings all the time. Reinventing ways, as in to be romantic, to express that, to actually show you, to demonstrate it. They demonstrate their affections in ways that it sometimes can actually tell this person feels as if they're controlling me. Why? Because they're showing you with gifts and affection. Oh, it's too much. It's too much. That's sometimes what your client might say. And this person wouldn't be happy at all if they're not able to express themselves affectionately with you. You know, where somebody sometimes is always tapping you or always, oh, I want to talk to you, and oh, how lovely, and tap, tap on the shoulder or slap, slap on the back. It can be something like that. So it's nice. And the cups are, most of the time, they're an emotional lot. We've got to look at the good and the bad and the not so good, haven't we? The ugly sometimes, like the fives. So we got rid of all of that early on. what's going on with this couple. Lovely, lovely. It's very balanced. Meeting of two people on exactly the same emotional vibe. There's strength from both of them. There is emotional attraction. There is friendship. There is romantic attachment. And there is the physical. The physical's coming from the devil, always the devil. The Suit of Cups here is talking about the emotions. So the emotions are demonstrated physically. There could be physical intimacy, it can be sexual intimacy, it can be affection, it feels very much as if this person is able to almost want you to be their equal. Not controlling at all, but trying to control the best for the relationship. They're looking out for the relationship. They're looking out for themselves, they're looking out for you, and they're looking out for the relationship as well. That is nice. The Devil and the Three of Cups. So this person, what are they thinking or feeling? You bring them great joy. You're making them feel as if they're on top of the world. They feel that there is a lot of emotional joy and attraction going on here. And there's the temptation to actually want to have a lot of fun. It doesn't mean, oh, I'm only having fun. This is not serious. It's emotions of joy. So they'll probably tend to want to actually always put themselves into a position of, let's do things where we have fun. Let's make it happy. They're looking on the brighter side of things. Let's do, I don't know where this will land. There you go. What's the combination this time? This is somebody that likes to be grounded. And we've got that because of the consolidation of the Four of Wands. That's always very structured. The Devil in itself is somebody, as I said to you, that is ambitious and wants to actually make sure that they are in a great place. What's the relationship going to be like with the person that I've just met? What are they thinking and feeling? They're quite serious about you. They're putting some firm foundations here. They want things structured. They want a bit of a blueprint here. And that could come across as being controlling. So it could be, well, they're saying to you, what's going on? Are we going to make this grow? I need something that's stable. I'm looking for somebody who's reliable. I'm looking for somebody that's not going to crumble or disappear in a puff of smoke, as it were. I want it to be stabilized. I'm looking for something that's grounded. I want something that feels as if it's a bit like a contract where we can build on something that we've both agreed to. So they're looking here to consolidate the actual partnership and for you to take accountability and responsibility equally. That's really quite a nice one. It really is. And this is a nice one. So we get this one. And I've just met this person. What do you think? They're very flirty and they're very adventurous and very creative, but they're also incredibly capable of using that creative ambition, which is quite unique and still in development because they're a page, but they have the acumen to get on. They're going places because the energy of the Devil card shows that they will be looking at their status, they'll be looking at their ambition, even though they're right at the beginning of it, and they may be expressing themselves as in their flamboyance and the way in which they are. And so you need to be prepared that this is somebody that's actually probably going to go places in life, and they're probably looking for somebody who can match them. So they're probably looking at you and going, is it you? And that's really what this pair means. If you look at our Page of Cups looking in there, what am I seeing in here? I'm hoping that I'm seeing something quirky. Most people would see liquid in a goblet or a cup. Our Page of Cups is seeing a fish, and that's because he's creative and he can think beyond just liquid. He sees lots of wonderful things because he's artistic. But the Devil tells us he's ambitious. It means that he is prepared to actually do what's needed. He is capable of putting in the hours, being very black and white, but he is looking for a mirror image of himself to have that compatibility and that attraction. And it's an emotional attraction and it's a physical attraction. If it's, oh, is this going to be fun? If we cast that aside, I would say that if you're not on the same page as this person, you're going, oh, I just want some fun. They're quite up for that too. As long as once it stops being fun, they'll control the situation and say, I'm out. I'm really looking for more than just fun, because the devil card is always about ambitions. It's always about being able to get there. And the Page of Cups is actually looking for a relationship that mirrors that creativity, that uniqueness, and that physical sort of side. It's quite complex, isn't it, the devil? Always remember there's a physical attraction. It's whether it's abused or not. And I would say that when somebody is looking at the fives, there's nothing healthy about that. And that needs to be sorted. All right. I was just thinking of one more. How about this? We're going to end on this one. Bit dark, sorry. But I think it's an important one. Oh, I've met somebody and I want to know, how are things? This person they're asking about is probably somebody that is going to probably be a mental drain on you. And that's probably because they've been in that position themselves. So what's happened to them is they have been mentally drained by someone. And so what happens then is sometimes we can, the very thing that's happened to us, we can actually be the person that causes that with someone else. So this could be somebody that drains you mentally. I don't think it's their intention. I think it's actually probably because of their history of what's happened to them. So really, this is about the fact that they've been exhausted. They could have been run down. They've been overthinking. They've been stabbed in the back. They've been made the scapegoat. So does that mean they'll do that to you? It could come up, and it would be down to that person to actually say, hey, hold on a minute. You know what? I know you've been through a dark time, but you know what? I'm not your scapegoat. All right? Don't take it out on me. So this person is probably mentally drained from something, and unfortunately, they've probably been addicted to the circumstances, i.e., the stress. Sometimes I went to the petrol station recently, I'll tell you, and we were chatting, and he said, no one always has a go at me for working so hard. And I go, when are you going to have a day off? And I said to them, you know what? I'm ambitious. I'm productive. I thrive on stress. And he went, my energy is stress. But he takes responsibility for that. This person has probably been wiped out by somebody else, and they're probably addicted to going back into similar circumstances. So you would just say to the person, look, just be careful that what they've been through, that you watch out for some of the red flags, so that in their mentally, they don't try and make you feel guilty. Also, the devil card is a card of, it does refer to guilt. This can be a card where somebody does feel guilty, and that person may actually be manipulating the situation with you. You've just met them, and they're making you feel guilty because they've been through a rotten time, and they feel like it's a new beginning for me. So I've got a sense of entitlement, and I'm being very straightforward, as in, and I'm telling you, I've been wiped out by other people. It's not going to happen again. I'm putting my foot down. So you'd know, and it's a conversation. They won't be trying to get you. So the difficult ones, and the ones that I would say watch out for, are when it's the devil card, the fives. That's where it can be quite negative, quite abusive. People say the swords are, they can be, but it's usually what's happened to that person. All right? And what do they think of me? They're overthinking the situation with you. That's what's happening. And mentally, they're probably trying to control as much as they possibly can because of what's happened in the past, and they're certainly not letting it happen again. Ten of Swords is, although it looks a dreadful card, it's already happened. It's not a prediction of the future. Three of Swords, Ten of Swords happened. And that means that it's got a past, and it's whether or not we wallow in the past mentally, because that's what this is. Why? Swords. Mental. And that's the aspect. There wasn't any questions, and I know people were very excited about this. Thank you for your time, and I do hope that you can share this with somebody who may actually really appreciate learning how to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And pairs is just a very unique way of being able to get the background effects of what's going on. Think of your major arcana card as what's happening now. Devil card is somebody whose status, ambitions, reputation. It can be about guilt. It can be about the fact that they've got addictions. It can be the fact that they're jealous. And we haven't touched on that. There's so many different combinations it could be, but it's about looking at all of the cards in the spread that would give you the skill to be able to get that interpretation together. Just 2 cards on their own is really great, better than 1, I've told you that, and there's so much there, but knowing how to actually put it is this in the past, is this in the future, is this sort of their finances, is this their personality, is this some restrictions that they've got going on because it's in the 12th house, is this their karma because it's in the 12th house, is this their soul purpose, is this their spiritual advice? Is this their mental sort of hopes or fears? All of those things come up and so much more, even down to the fact I can teach you timelines that are accurate, as in specifically within a day, a week, a month. I'm not saying, oh, maybe 1 week. There is a whole system for being accurate with days and the amount of days, weeks and the amount of weeks, and the month. Do take care of yourselves and each other. Don't forget to go and look at my courses on tarotwithanneMarie.com and see what they're all about. If you are serious about being a reader, this is where you can keep adding on to your knowledge. That's what the courses are about. This isn't any old course. This is about how to take your level right up to the top, wherever you're involved. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. From me, AnneMarie. Bye-bye.